Hello, this is Dr. Kilgore with another flipped math learning video. Our learning goal tonight is I can divide decimal numbers by whole numbers. So our guiding question, by the end of this video, you should be able to solve the following questions. $6.48 divided by 4 and $7.32 divided by 3. So let's learn some skills so that you'll be able to do these problems by the end of the lesson. We start with a vocabulary review. In the last video, we refreshed our minds on dividends, divisors, and quotients. In this video, I want to turn the problem sideways because that's how we see a lot of our math problems. So your dividend is always going to be the first number, your divisor, and your quotient. So when we turn this around to a math problem, here's what it looks like written here, and watch where the numbers go. The dividend, our first number, always goes inside of the bracket. The divisor, our second number, always goes outside of the bracket. This is one error that I've noticed students making in setting up their division problems for success. So remember, the number in front always goes inside. The number after the sign always goes in the front. So here are strategies for dividing decimal success. You're going to first start by moving the decimal up to the top of the line into the quotient. Put that up there first so you don't forget about it. And then you just divide like normal. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. The difference is from now on there will be no more remainders in 5th grade. We'll learn how to annex zeros at the end of our problem to keep on dividing and come up with an answer that contains a decimal instead of a remainder. Okay, so we start with some practice with me problems. Remember that these are problems you should be completing with me so that you're learning to do the skill. Our first problem is 4 and 50 hundredths divided by 5. So we have to go ahead and put the dividend inside of the brackets. Put our divisor on the outside. And we're ready to divide. Step 1 is to take this decimal and move it up into the quotient, and then we divide like normal. So first step is divide. How many times will 5 go into 4? None. Put a 0 up there. How many times will 5 go into 45? 9. 9 multiplied by 5 is 45. Subtract, we get 0. Bring down. How many times will 5 go into 0? 0. Now, at this point, we could give the answer that was 90 hundredths. However, we know that when there's a 0 at the end that doesn't hold any value, we go ahead and drop it. So our answer is going to be 9/10. Let's go ahead and look at another practice problem. We are going to take 5 and 5/10 and divide it by 50. So we've got to set up our problem. 5 and 5/10. 50, the divisor goes on the outside, and we're ready to go. First step, take our decimal, scoot it up to the top. 50 will go into 5, 0 times. 50 will go into 55, 1 time. 1 times 50 is 50. Subtract 5, 0. Now we're stuck because remember in the strategies I told you no more remainders. So at this point we go ahead and annex a 0 here so that we can keep dividing. That 0 will let me bring down and I get the number 50. 50 will go into 50 one time. 1 times 50 is 50. Subtract and we get 0. So by annexing that 0, we came out with the decimal number 11 hundredths rather than a remainder. Let's go ahead and get some more practice with me problems going. There we go. Problem number 3, practicing with me. We have 1 and 90 hundredths divided by 19 equals. Set up our problem. Our dividend goes on the inside. Our divisor goes on the outside. Our decimal goes straight up to the top, and we begin dividing. 19 will not go into 1, so we put a 0. 19 will go into 19 one time. 1 times 19 is 19. Subtract, bring down. We've got a 0. We've finished our division. But ultimately, we're going to drop that 0 off the end, so our answer is going to be 1/10. Let's look at our next practice problem here. Number 4, we have 13 and 2/10 divided by 11. So we set up our problem. Dividend goes on the inside, divisor on the outside. Decimal comes straight up to the top, and let's see where we go. 11 will not go into 1, but it will go into 13 one time. 1 times 11 is 11. 3 minus 1 is 2, 0, and bring down. 11 will go into 22 2 times. 2 times 11 is 22. Oh, hold on, we do not want to multiply that. Go ahead and get the right sign in there. We're going to subtract that, and we get 0. So this is 1 and 2/10. So let's go ahead and clear the board, and we're going to get you some on your own problems. For the on your own problems, I want you to go ahead and copy them down with me and then pause the video so that you can do the work and then come back and check with my work. 6 is 12 and 5/10 divided by 25. 7 is 22 and 1/10 divided by 17. 26 and 52 hundredths divided by 13. Okay, once you have these problems written down, go ahead and pause the video. Come back when you are ready to check with me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write these correctly. 5 6/10 divided by 8. Decimal goes up. 0. 8 will go into 56 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56, so we get 0. Number 6, we get 12 5/10 divided by 25. Decimal goes straight up to the top. 25 will not go into 1, will not go into 2, but will go into 125. 5 times. 5 times 25 is 125. And we drop the extra 0 in front for the answer. Okay, let's look at this one. We've got 22 1/10 divided by 17. Decimal goes up to the top. 17 will go into 22 one time. Leaves us 7 here. That is not right. Should leave us 5 there. And a 1. So I do not know my 17s to know how many times it will go into 51. I'm going to have to do some guess and check. I'm going to try 3. 1, 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. I got lucky. And I come out with 1 3/10. Last on your own problem down here, we have 26 52/100 divided by 13. Decimal goes straight to the top. 13 will not go into 2, but will go into 26 twice. Bring down 5. 13 cannot go into 5, so I put a 0. 2. 13 can go into 52. I'm going to have to do some guessing and checking. 5 would be too many times. Guessing 4, maybe. There we go. So we get 2 4/100 as our answer there. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our guiding questions from the beginning of the video. We have 6 48/100 or $6.48 divided by 4. So we put our numbers down, dividend, divisor. Decimal goes up in the quotient, and let's see what we get. 4 will go into 6 one time. Bring down. 4 will go into 24 6 times. Bring down the 8, and 4 will go into 8 twice. Now, our original problem was money, so our answer does need a dollar sign to be correct. Let's go ahead and look at the second problem down here. We have $7.32 divided by 3. Decimal goes straight up. 3 will go into 7 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. 1. Bring down our 3. 3 will go into 13. 4 times 3 is 12. 1. 2 comes down, 4, 12, 0. Our answer gets a dollar sign because we are talking about money. So I hope that you were able to show mastery on these 2 practice problems. If not, let's keep practicing. See me in class for a small group lesson, and I will help you learn these skills. Have a nice night.